Hi, welcome back to PianoTurtle. Some of you are new subscribers to the channel and I'd like to welcome you and thank you for subscribing. You came at a time when I decided to do tutorials, and to many, the tutorials are unconventional. It is most likely not what you expect though. Tutorials 3 and 4, they're going to be a surprise to say the least. Now to some of you who have been with me even before YouTube, sorry for the delay. I'm afraid YouTube is not my private teaching studio, and honestly I did not know how to proceed, okay? So with that said, I want to share 3 things about me that I believe you should know, because the journey ahead may be interesting. 3 things you should know about me before I share more tutorials. Number 1, I'm not by nature very focused, especially nowadays. Yeah. For example, when I proofread the score to publish them, I'm thinking about the last movie I watched. When I'm watching movies, I'm thinking about sculpting my dinosaurs, because watching movies is not purposeful enough, right? When I sculpt dinosaurs, I'm thinking about practicing my favorite pieces, not necessarily the pieces that I should be practicing. And when I'm practicing them, they're still so hard, I sometimes just want to do nothing. And when I do nothing, I get extremely bored. That's the first thing, not very focused. Second thing, I want to do too much because I don't feel accomplished enough. Don't get me wrong, I know I accomplished a lot, but knowing I accomplished plenty doesn't mean I always feel it, you know? I mean, who's not human here? Who can relate with me on this here, right? It's not a bad thing because it does keep me going. For example, no video last week. I know that. Well, here's what happened. I don't know if you heard this piece, but I recommend that you check it out. Link below. Petrushka, the Russian ballet, was recommended to me on the YouTube suggested, and I clicked on it. Bad move. I spent the previous week practicing Rock 3, proofreading Rachmaninoff Paganini, and then I just had to sight read Petrushka, the entire ballet, multiple times. I had never learned it before. I couldn't help it. So no video for that week. But you know what? I felt more accomplished. But then at the same time, I enjoyed playing through easy to read, like what desserts. I'll call them desserts. Yeah, Schubert Sonata number 3, for example. I read through that, played it for friends, sight read it for them. They loved it. I felt so good about it, you know. So the point is, there's joy in everything, but there's also challenges, and I'm no different than anybody else. I must admit that I hate showing anything less than the final product. There is no such thing as perfect. It's just a line I tell myself. See, there you go. I'm motivating myself. There's no such thing as perfect. You know, so I say that to feel good at the end of the day. After all, I've been working on big projects, and sometimes it just seems like it will never get done, right? Who can relate with that? The first video on YouTube, the very first one, shows that I'm a work in progress. Yes, I started the channel that way. I chose to do something I really hate to do. It took me a year to get used to it. I performed a lot, but they only see the final product, and that's what I want. I want you to see the final product. Learning about YouTube and all this, on top of that, I do something I don't like to do. It was a challenge. It was a challenge. While I was training to be a concert pianist, I also started teaching, and teaching reminded me that we are consistently in a state of being a work in progress. And that state of being is a lifelong journey. I'm ready to show it. I'm adding to my YouTube channel in this way. I will show readings. Many of you wanted to hear Rock 3, Movement 2 and 3. Well, you know what? I'm not ready. But due to the difficulty of such pieces, I realized that I may never be ready. And I'm not being hard on myself. I work on it and I correct it. That's not being hard on myself, that's being real. So if I live up to my limited instruction of showing you guys things only when it's done, you'll never hear it. I realize the standards are very high. They're not my own standards. They're the standards of the work. I will show you readings not because I lowered my standard, no. It is because it shows the reality that I am on my way to these standards. And also, don't worry, I will not sight read them for you. I will at least play through it a few times so that you will not get a terrible, experience hearing all kinds of mistakes and stuff. I will get it to a presentable stage before showing a reading, but it's not a performance. yeah, these high standards are not my own. They're the standards of the work. And it is just that, you know, somewhere along my journey as a person, I started believing I can achieve some of these standards. So I will do more recordings, not less, because I freed myself of this need to be perfect, right? A camera placed at the side, minimal editing. That takes a lot of time, you know. So you might get more out of me, and YouTube says you got to deliver quality videos. Well, let's just hope the quality's in the playing, not in the maybe less in the presentation, and we can consider those all bonus videos, right? For example, Petrushka. I may or may not treat it like a project for performance because it is rather lengthy and maybe it's not for all audiences. But for YouTube, I can indeed read through it and you can hear it. That way, you can see the progress and the journey. And what about all those smaller pieces that I just read through for fun? Maybe you'll hear some of that too. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my plan of showing something that's less than the kind of quality I actually like. Hope you will enjoy those videos as well. And hopefully, by doing that, I can be more relatable and we can all just be friends, right? All right, thank you for watching.